Please keep your microphones muted if you are not speaking. Stay respectful in your comments and your feedback. We expect this to be an exciting meeting, so please feel very generous with using the chat area and the chat box. We would appreciate it. I'm sure the TMOD and GU would want to see that happen as well. If you're a guest on the call, this meeting is for you as well. So when we get into segments like the table topics and interactive segments, please, we want you to come up mute if you're asked to and just engage, engage, engage. And finally, have a wonderful and fantastic time. With that said, I would like to welcome to the lectern to give her opening remarks the president of Pecten Toastmasters Club, Toastmaster Ekwuchi Joy James. The lectern is yours, Toastmaster Ekwuchi.
Very much, Madam VPE. Please confirm that you can hear me clearly.
I can hear you and you look nice.
Thank you, thank you, thank you very much. That's how to boost my spirits tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, it is another Pecten Toastmasters meeting. And if you know me, you know that I am always super excited about these meetings. It has a way of taking my energy level from 0 or from a 5 or a 10 to something close to 100. Just for, I'm trying to avoid exaggerating, but it's always a great time. No matter how stressed I've been at work, no matter how hectic my day has been, on a Pecten Tuesday, I just come alive. And I hope it's the same for you. This meeting is special because it's, who knows what's special about this meeting? Who can tell me? Can tell me. You already seen it in the backdrop and in the theme and all of that. It's Christmas. Yay. I need to see the excited people in the chat box. We've been asked to use the chat box. I'm not seeing anyone doing that. Please share in my I want to see the emoticons, the emojis. Yes, there we go. I see it just my TMOD is showing his excitement with the confetti emoji. Well done. Thank you so much. It's the season to be jolly. When I saw the team just by the corner of the backdrop, the song that came to my mind was "Tis the season to be jolly." La 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 la. There we go. There we go. That's it. That's it. Mm-hmm. Toastmaster Olem always knows how to do it. Girl, well done. That's it. That's it. That's all I need. My opening remark is over. Get on the moving train. This meeting is supposed to be exciting. It's supposed to be fun. Let's loosen up. Let's have a great time and get into the Christmas spirit. I will be here enjoying myself too and making sure that every single person on this call enjoys themselves. Before I go, one last thing. Let's do an exercise. If you've gotten the invite of this meeting, send it to at least 2 people on your contact list. Put it on your status, forward it to someone. I want to see well, I can't see everyone, but if you're on the call, please just do that. Send it to 1 person, 2 people, even put it up on your status. Let's share the love. We need to go from having 23 people on the call to 30 something people, 40 something people as this call progresses. This is the season to share love. And as you do that, I bet you they'll thank you for it. That being said, I would love to segue into the next part of this meeting. I'm not going to be the one talking and talking and talking. I'm going to hand over to the Oga of this meeting, which in Toastmasters parlance is the Toastmaster of the day. Today, our Toastmaster of the day is Toastmaster John Onuminya. I particularly love Toastmaster John. I love listening to him. I love how he conducts himself in meetings. It's very beautiful to watch. He's a public speaking coach and trainer. He is a member of the Seaside Toastmasters Club on the presentation mastery path. His hobbies are reading, dancing, playing volleyball, drawing, watching movies, and meeting new people. It's a Pecten round of applause, virtual round of applause. I want to see the confetti. I want to see the excitement. He's someone from another club. Don't make him not feel like we're boring, or make him feel rather that we're boring in Pecten. Give a round of applause for our Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster John Onuminya.
Good afternoon, Toastmasters and guests. Good afternoon, Madam President. It's a delight to be here at Pecten. playing the role of Toastmaster of the day. Dear Toastmasters and guests, if you have no clue what the Toastmaster of the day does, the Toastmaster of the day has the easiest job. And why am I saying that? We have the Vice President Education. They have prepared the agenda and it's immaculate. All I have to do is take you through the agenda. Is there any job that is easier than that? I do not think so. So thank you, Madam VPE, for letting me come here and play such an easy job. Dear Toastmasters and guests, at Toastmasters, we're now 100 years. We've been here since 1924. And I know you've seen those beautiful women. They don't look as old as they are, but trust me, we have some experience. Nonetheless, you are going to have such a blast at today's meeting. I promise you that you're going to be educated, you're going to be entertained, and you're going to be thoroughly energized, as the president mentioned earlier on. We focus on improving our public speaking, our confidence, and our leadership skills. I love that the Sergeant at Arms has already given us some ground rules. I would like to emphasize a few more. Please, you have what we call a reaction button. You're going to see different faces come up to our screens today. And whenever someone is introduced, please, let's use the reaction button. Let's practice now by giving people a round of applause. I want to see those reaction buttons. I'm a patient man. As I said, Toastmasters were 100 years old. The older you get, the more patient you become. There we go. Thank you. Thank you. If you also want to do so, you can use the chat box to show how elated you are. Toastmaster Olem has done that. Thank you so much for showing us how to do it. We need to be engaged fully in the meeting. Also, when people are delivering speeches, whether it's prepared speeches or table topics, and they make you laugh, use the reaction button. Let's see you laughing and the tears dropping. Now, I'm giving you an example there. You see that? Yes. If they make you cry, you can do that as well. If your video is on, you can laugh because it's the season for laughing. Ho, ho, ho. I'm sure you know. And you can weep. What that does is when people who are speaking see that you're actually reacting to what they're saying, it encourages them to continue to do so. Some of you may not know, but here, everyone you see speak is trying to get better. At Toastmasters, we create that environment. Some may be starting, some may be much further along, but everyone wants to get better. And if you're like us, Pecten is the right place to be. Today, we have 3 segments: prepared speeches, table topics, and finally, evaluation. Interspersed in there will be some networking, I believe. Please focus, be thoroughly engaged. If you want to get food now. If you want to use the restroom, maybe use it during the break, but you need to be here. To progress with the meeting, it is my pleasure to introduce the person that is going to be leading the evaluation team. Dear Toastmasters and guests, fondly called the General Evaluator, our General Evaluator for today is a programs manager and voice artist. She currently works at Business School Netherlands, or rather, she's a member of Business School Netherlands Toastmasters Club, focused on the presentation mastery path. Her hobbies include watching movies and stage dramas. I'm surprised I didn't see watching football there. I know she's an avid football fan. Maybe she'll tell us about that when she comes up. Her favorite quote is, "Everything rises and falls on leadership," by John C. Maxwell. Dear Toastmasters and guests, with a virtual round of applause, welcome our General Evaluator, Toastmaster Adesola Aladesawe. Toastmaster Adesola, over to you.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Tiamudi, the amazing Toastmaster John Onuminya. It's been a minute, and it's good to see you this great afternoon at Pecten Toastmasters Club meeting today. I'm excited, I'm elated. And today, as your general evaluator, serving as the general evaluator, it's my responsibility, my duty to evaluate everything that takes place at this meeting today. And so far, I've had a jolly good time. So that's a tip for what's to come at the end during the evaluation segment. But I will not be doing this alone. I have a tag team with whom we will together evaluate everything that will go on at today's meeting. And first on my screen is our grammarian. Our grammarian today, she's not new to us at Pecten Toastmasters Club. In fact, you have seen her on the screen and heard her voice a couple of minutes ago, is none other than our delectable president, Toastmaster Ekwuchi Joy James, who is a biochemical scientist and data analyst. She is the president of this great club, as I mentioned earlier, and her pathway is the persuasive influence path. Her hobbies include, she loves making money, I love that. And she loves traveling, spending time with family, and watching exciting shows. Ladies and gentlemen, her favorite quote is from Henry Ford, which says, "Whether you think you can or you can't, you are right." Please, ladies and gentlemen, with a virtual round of applause, let's welcome our grammarian today to introduce her role and what we expect from her.
Thank you so much, Madam GE. It's a pleasure to see you. It's a pleasure to listen to you. You have a way of making our ears tingle with your voice and with the way you speak. Today, I have two roles. My role as a grammarian is two-faceted, so to speak. The first part of my job would be to reel out the word of the day and look out for proper usage of the word of the day and frequent usage of the word of the day. This helps us to improve our vocabulary and just add a new word to what we already used to. And today the word of the day is exuberant. Exuberant. It's an adjective that means very energetic and showing the happiness of being alive, full of energy, excitement, and cheerfulness. It's in the word family of exuberant as a noun and exuberantly as an adverb. You can use it in any of these forms. An example of usage would be a group of exuberant Toastmasters. Another example would be she talked extremely exuberantly about Dad. Synonyms are breezy, cheerful, lively, energetic. You could say Toastmaster Ekwuchi is a very exuberant human being, because I am. Please, I look forward to you using the word of the day as often as you can correctly. I'll be taking notes, and at the end of the day, I'll come and give my report. The second part of my role would be to look out for proper and improper usage of words, grammar, phrases. As Toastmasters, we need to stand out wherever we go. We want people to hear us and say, "Oh, that's a Toastmaster." And we learn and train for that here at our meetings. So I'll look out for that, take the corrections, and give them when I'm called upon at the end of the meeting for my report. Thank you, and it's back to you, Madam GE.
Right, thank you, the exuberant president of Pecten Toastmasters Club, Toastmaster Ekwuchi. Thank you so much. That was well delivered and well understood. I move on to our second role player who will be acting, taking on, wearing two hats, if I may say so. She will be acting as the R counter and the listening evaluator at today's meeting. It's none other than Toastmaster Lydia Adaku Ekwedike. I hope I pronounced these names correctly. Please confirm you can hear me, please. Seems like my screen is frozen.
Live. Yeah, I can hear you. Oh, okay.
Okay, you can hear me. Okay. So our accountant and listening evaluator this evening, Toastmaster.
Thank you, Madam GE, for that exuberant.
Okay, Toastmaster Lydia Adaku, whose occupation is a microbiologist and data analyst. She is also a member of Pecten Toastmasters Club, and she's on the presentation mastery pathway, just like myself. Her hobbies include watching movies, traveling, and listening to music. Her favorite quote says, "Be the change that you want to see in the world," by none other than Mahatma Gandhi. Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome our accountant and listening evaluator to tell us more about her role this evening. Welcome, Toastmaster Lydia.
Thank you so much, Madam GE, for that exuberant introduction. So today I have two roles to play as an counter and listening evaluator. So my role as an counter implies I pay close attention to the use of crutch words and filler sounds such as air that we use in place of observing pauses in our speeches. And most importantly, my role as a listening evaluator implies I pay close attention to the use of spectacular quotes and phrases in speeches throughout our meeting. So I'll be back at the end of the meeting to give a report on how well we did with the use of catchwords and spectacular quotes and phrases. So let's go ahead and have an exuberant time in the meeting today. Thank you, and it's back to you, Madam GE. Am I audible?
Yes, you are. All right. I think we lost the general
Lovely.
evaluator here.
Yes. Olem, would you
So I'll just
take that
go
up?
ahead. Yeah, I'll just go ahead. So next, we will be introducing to us the third member of the tag team, and that would be our timer for today's meeting. Our timer for today's meeting is none other than Toastmaster Shakira Salahuddin. She's a wholesale account manager, a member of Pecten Toastmasters Club on the presentation mastery path. Her hobbies include exercising, listening to music, and watching movies. And her favorite quote is every finish line is the beginning of a new race. And this is a quote by Billion Success. Toastmaster Shakira, the virtual lectern is yours to tell us what you'll be doing in today's meeting.
Thank you very much for the introduction. Good afternoon, fellow Toastmasters and amazing guests. Apologies, my video is not on. It is as a result of a little bit of a glitch with my camera. However, my role today is timer role. And today I'll be timing all speeches and evaluations. And I'll also alert each speaker of the time they have left using the green, amber, and the red cards, which denotes specific time remaining. For table topics scheduled within 1 to 2 minutes. At 1 minute, I'll change my background to green. It's 1 minute, 30 seconds. I'll change my background to amber. 2 minutes to change my background to red. For the icebreaker speech, scheduled within 4 to 6 minutes. At 4 minutes, my background will be green. At 5 minutes, I'll change my background to amber. At 6 minutes, I'll down to red. For other speech, scheduled within 5 to 7 minutes. At 5 minutes, my background will be changed to green. At 6 minutes, my background will be changed to amber. At 7 minutes, my background will be changed to red. Individual evaluations scheduled within 2 to 3 minutes. At 2 minutes, my background will be green. At 2 minutes 30 seconds, my background will be changed to amber. At 3 minutes, my background will be changed to red. Thank you very much for back to you, table topics master.
Okay. All right. Might I take that from you, Toastmaster Olem? Okay. Thank you. Thank you for stepping in. Thank you for stepping in whilst I had network glitch. All right. Thank you to all our role players, our counter, listening evaluator, timer, and grammarian for a job well done. I will now hand the virtual lectern back to our Toastmaster of the day. At the end of the sessions, we will come back to give you a feedback on how well we have done with our grammar, with our listening, and with our timing. It's back to you, Toastmaster John.
Thank you so much, Madam General Evaluator. Dear Toastmasters and guests, please can we give a virtual round of applause to the General Evaluator and her evaluation team. As I said, I'm a patient man, so I'll patiently wait to see us actually do it. Yes, thank you. I want to see more people use this reaction button. It's not there for fun. This is part of the learning process. Every time someone is introduced, please let's do them the courtesy of using our reaction buttons or the chat box to give them a virtual round of applause. Now, diving right in to what is going to definitely be an exuberant meeting, we're starting with the prepared speech segment. We're going to have 2 speeches, and for the very first speech today, which is an exciting one, the icebreaker, the evaluator for that speech is first going to tell us the objectives of the speech. The first evaluator for today is a military personnel, a member of Grand City Toastmasters Club. She is currently on the pathway presentation mastery. Her hobbies include traveling, journaling, and networking. Her favorite quote, life, which means leaving an impact for eternity. Dear Toastmasters and guests, with a virtual round of applause, welcome the first evaluator to tell us the objectives of the first speech in person of Toastmaster Joyce Adeyi. Toastmaster Joyce, over to you.
Thank you most kindly, the Toastmaster of the day. This evening, I will be evaluating a speaker from the motivational strategy.
Dear Toastmasters and guests, it appears we cannot hear the first. Okay.
The speaker has 4 to 6 minutes on this project. Back to you, the Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Joyce. Unfortunately, the network did not want us to hear your lovely voice. It's okay. I'm sure we'll hear your voice later down the line. Now, our first speaker for today is delivering his icebreaker speech titled Finding My Purpose from Pathway Motivational Strategies. Level 1, Project 1. He will be having 4 to 6 minutes for this speech. Dear Toastmasters and guests, after he's done, I'll encourage you to give him a love note, which is simply typing in the chat box what you love about his speech. Now, with a virtual round of applause, delivering his first speech, the icebreaker speech, welcome to our screens, Toastmaster Chigozirim Okonye. Toastmaster Chigozirim, over to you. I saw him rehearsing earlier on. Has the network refused to let us listen to him since we could not hear the beautiful voice of his evaluator as well?
Toastmaster John, I see that he's still online. I don't know if he's muted.
Okay.
Fantastic.
He's back on now.
Thank you. Okay.
And let's see your video as well. We can't see you. Perfect. We can see it now. Please go ahead.
Thank you very much. Good morning, my fellow Toastmasters and guests. My name is Ukonye Chigozirim Dominic. I'm into cryptocurrency. I love playing football, and I enjoy eating, in particular, rice. Well, Chigozirim has always wanted more. I've always wanted to be better and to unleash my full potentials. I grew up in a middle-class family. My parents struggled to see I and my siblings through schools. Despite some challenges they encountered, they actually persevered. In as much as the society where I grew up in, they view the rich, most people view the rich as people who saw their hand in a way, maybe out of jealousy or out of ignorance. But that wasn't the case of my parents. My parents actually drew inspirations from the rich. They believe in order for you to be great, you have to sacrifice, and sacrifice in a way they deem it fit to send us to school, make sure we attended the best schools that they could afford. Their dream came to pass in a way. I'm an engineer, my two other siblings are medical doctors, but I always felt that there is something actually missing in me I needed to unlock. While in school, I always struggled with a lot of phobias. I have this anxiety, more especially public speaking anxiety. But this lingered for a very long time. It hindered me for actually taking most opportunities. It went on and on until I had enough. I said to myself, one Saturday morning, I sat myself down and said, Chigozirim, until when, Chigozirim? Until when will you decide to actually take the bull by its horns? Until when will you decide to actually, conquer these fears? I had started facing my fears, started trying to push myself. Gradually, my paths begin to reveal itself. I found out that I enjoy motivating people. I have that passion for motivation. And in order for me to be a good motivator, I have to master the art of communicating properly, the art of being a good speaker. And then I started making inquiry on where can I actually improve my skills. I ended up watching YouTube videos, but YouTube videos are different arts on its own. You did that practical scenario. Somehow, I stumbled upon Toastmaster. I dragged my feet at first, but at the end, I got to this point. I do not know what the future holds for me. I do not know what my next actions from here. But I know so long as I'm in the right path, which I'm actually going to succeed. So my new family, I intend to make the best out of this our group. I'm open to learning. I'm open because I know the reason I came here. I'm open for any ideas. I will end this speech with, you don't need to be great to start, but you have to start in order for you to be great. So thank you very much. And that's all. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Chigozirim. Please, can we give him a virtual round of applause and send those love notes to him? Until when? Until when, Toastmaster Chigozirim? Until now. You have taken the plunge. Well done. I can tell that you're an exuberant young man and you're just willing to let out that energy to motivate the world. And indeed, I know you are going to do it. Well done. Dear Toastmasters and guests, we've heard the first speech. Now we're going to hear the second and the final speech for the prepared speech segment. Dear Toastmasters and guests, similar to the first evaluator, we're going to call on the second evaluator to tell us the objectives of the second speech. Our second evaluator for today is a civil servant who is a member of Oil City Speakers Club and is currently on the persuasive influence path. She loves reading and hosting, and her favorite quote, "Every problem has a solution," by Pastor E.A. Adeboye. Dear Toastmasters and guests, with a virtual round of applause, Welcome to tell us the objectives of the second speaker speech. Toastmaster Ochuko, over to you.
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters.
Good evening.
Good evening.
You are
Good
muted.
evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests. I may not look as exuberant as I feel. However, I'm delighted to be the evaluator for Toastmaster Ajibike's speech. She's giving her speech as part of her elective project. It is the third project, it's her third project on her level 3 on her presentation mastery pathway. And the purpose of her project is for her to practice being aware of her thoughts and her feelings, and also to be aware of how it affects others. She's going to tell us what her experience was as she was going through this project. I trust that Toastmaster Ajibike will do this in an exuberant way, and we're all going to enjoy listening to her as she gives her speech. Back to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Ochuko. Don't worry. Even if you think you didn't look it, the exuberance was overflowing in your voice. Now on to the second speaker, dear Toastmasters and guests. Our second speaker for today is delivering a speech titled, My Emotions, My Life. From the Path Presentation Mastery, Level 3, Project 3, Focus on the Positives. Her speech is going to be 5 to 7 minutes speech. Dear Toastmasters and guests, with a virtual round of applause, welcome to our screens, Toastmaster Ajibike Oshodi. Over to you.
Thank you very much, everybody. Thank you very much, General Evaluator, for that exuberant methodician of my profile. I want us all to clap for ourselves for being present today. That's one of the things I've learned over these 2 weeks. Give yourself a gift. That is this present moment. And that's a quote by one of the last Greek emperors, Marcus Aurelius. Let us give ourselves a gift, a clap for being present December 2024 and being alive and well and able to attend the meeting, being physically fit and being mentally capable. Another clap for all of us. So as I looked at my journey throughout my emotions these past two weeks, I found that each morning I find a joy in being alive. I'm so grateful to be alive. I might be alive in Nigeria, which everybody thinks is maybe one of the worst places with NEPA or whatever. But throughout this year, despite the economic downturn, despite no PHCN, despite bad network, I found joy in being alive. It's so good to be alive. As I said, give yourself this gift, this present moment. Oprah Winfrey, who is a well-known philanthropist and entrepreneur, is well known for her exuberance at life. And she made a career of it. Can you imagine? She was talking about the highs, the lows, the in-betweens of life. And she got an audience all throughout her life. And that made her one of the wealthiest women on earth. Her present moment at birth was not so good. She came from a humble beginning, but she was able to transform herself into this icon which we know. So always be aware of the present moment and always enjoy it. Life is very fleeting. That's another thing I found during my observation of my emotions these past few weeks. I've seen classmates who are very, very sick, and I'm just grateful for this present moment. Another thing I'm more aware of this year, Socrates, a Greek philosopher, said, know thyself, know thyself, know thyself. So when I get up, I try and feel gratitude and joy. I'm an early morning person. So as I get up, I'm grateful to see another day that my Creator has blessed me with. As I go through the day sometimes, frustration kicks in. And I think, well, whether you make it or whether you don't, you're still going to be alive. And you must choose the positive route because others are watching you. You're a source of inspiration to some people that you do not know, who love your exuberant lifestyle, who love the way you've carved a niche for yourself in this big, massive world. So you must forge on. So throughout the day, sometimes I feel despair, especially when I think of the economic downturn. It's so disheartening. I'm a foodie and I love my food. And before this economic downturn, I used to give myself a treat every day. But now I find other things to make me happy. What's a treat? Living in this present moment, it could be just ice cream. It could be watching a TV program. It could be joining Toastmasters. I urge you to make sure that throughout your day, you do one thing for you, not for your husband, not for your wife, not for your colleagues. It has to be for you. And it's so personal. Some people, it might be as little as buying Twix. I love Twix. And to my disgust, Twix used to be like 2 bars for 700 naira. Now it's just 1 bar, but still I buy it and I'm happy and I go through the time. So throughout the afternoon, I found my levels tend to dip sometimes around lunchtime. In the morning, I tend to have a big breakfast, but sometimes I'm so greedy for food. I'm hungry again by lunchtime. So I try and distract myself. I might do exercise. I might read a book. I might listen to music just to get myself over that hump. Another thing I've discovered in this 2024, in this time when beans is 14,000 or what is it, Pecten, I've actually tried to do the most difficult task of my day first. So then I don't procrastinate. So the most difficult phone call, the most difficult meeting I have to have, I always schedule it during my before one. So then I have time to enjoy things like Toastmasters. So you must always try and grow every day. If I see something, I'm in love with the Japanese. I don't know. I just seem, maybe it's the K-drama or the Korean drama I'm watching. So I research about the Japanese. I do little things just to get me through that hump. And I do my hardest work first. Then in the evenings, every day, I have something to look forward to. I used to go to the gym, but now I exercise at home or I go for a walk. So you must always try and pick yourself up. Remember the case of Oprah Winfrey. Even if you look at the life of Bill Clinton, he didn't come from a wealthy background, but he was determined to make it, as well as Obama. These are all US presidents, and it's never too late. Remember the case of George Bush, who became president at what age? So you can always reinvent the wheel. Be exuberant about life. Try and be joyful. I know sometimes we think, don't look at material things. As I keep on telling my daughter, money, you can never have enough money. If I buy a car today, by tomorrow another car is out, then what do I do if that's all I've got? So try and expand your mind. Try and give other people joy. There's somewhere I go to on Tuesday, a fellowship, and there's a lady that I blessed today and she was so happy. Try and extend yourself to others. It might not seem like much, but everybody needs something, especially with what is going around in Nigeria today. So I try and have gratitude. I try and do growth and progress. As I tell my daughter or anybody around me, if you improve by 1% or even 0.5% throughout the year, how much would you have improved? So try and improve on things. And sometimes it's even good to do hobbies or things that you do not do. I'm going to be 58 and I want to do A-level English. It's one thing I've always wanted to do. So I'm now reading books that I haven't read before. And it's opening a new way of life for me. So be thoughtful as well. Throughout the end of my day, towards evening, I'm more thoughtful. I now review my day and I think, oh, as Socrates says, know thyself, know thyself, know thyself. That's the key to making others happy. So what did I impact that might have hurt somebody? As a woman, I know that sometimes we judge other women on what they wear or who they are in society. So nowadays, I try and say hello to everybody. Good morning, good afternoon. Oh, your outfit is nice. How are you doing today? You never know, you might be the only person they speak to today. So to find yourself, another quote from Socrates, be yourself. You must always be yourself. Lately this year, because of the economic downturn, I've decided I'm not taking any ashrebi, especially those Ankara 15,000. And that's just me. I would rather give the celebrant 20,000. I'm not going to do it. So anyway, know thyself, live an exuberant life, and please be happy. Thank you very much.
Dear Toastmasters and guests, please can we give Toastmaster Ajibike a virtual round of applause? I loved your exuberance. I think we need to spend more time together. First, the energy you started with, and then you now mention food. Once you mention food, you have my heart. And I started seeing people type about food in the group. Toastmaster Olem, you did not do well. You should have told me a long time ago, this is the club for foodies. I would have been here. Even if I was stuck in traffic, I'll be here. Thank you for that speech. Dear Toastmasters guests, unfortunately, that's all the time we have for prepared speeches. We only have 2 speeches today. I know it's very disheartening, but come back next time. You'll hear other speeches. And if you're really broken down, you heard this second speech, go and meet Toastmaster Ajibike. She has learned to deal with emotion. She will take care of you. Don't worry about it. At Pecten, we give you everything you need for free. Just pay for your data and you're there. Good to go. Timer, please, can you give us a quick report on how the prepared speech speakers fared?
Thank you very much, Toastmaster of the day. The speakers spoke exuberantly, and the first speaker spoke within time. He spoke for 4 minutes, 50 seconds. Kudos to you, TM Chigozirim. And for Toastmaster Ajibike Oshodi, she spoke a little bit above the allotted time. She spoke for 7 minutes, 14 seconds. Well done to the speakers. And it's back to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you so much, Madam Timer. Now we're segueing into my favorite part of every Toastmasters meeting, the table topics portion of the Toastmasters meeting. And to anchor this portion of the meeting is someone we've already seen her beautiful face, heard her delectable voice, and she is an industrial hygienist and management systems auditor. She is currently on motivational strategies path here at Pecten. She does not know this, but her hobby, which she claims is volleyball. Volleyball is one of my favorite hobby. Toastmaster, we need to bond. I don't know how we're doing it, but we need to bond. And she also loves acquiring quirky things. Her favorite quote, practice like you've never won, play like you've never lost, by Michael Jordan. To anchor the table topics portion of the meeting, dear Toastmasters and guests, with a virtual round of applause, please welcome to our screens, Toastmaster Olem. Over to you.
Thank you so very kindly, Toastmaster John, for that very warm introduction. As a matter of fact, when I received your profile, I said, finally, someone who shares an interest. It's really nice to do that. I mean, last week, Saturday, I actually played a tournament, so we do need to catch up on that. Ladies and gentlemen, Toastmasters and our delectable guests, it's always a delight hosting you guys, especially for the table topic segment. And today, just going with the theme of today's meeting, we say it's the season to be jolly. Everywhere seems a bit cold. This is not how we are generally in our meetings. So I want to up the ante a little, right? Now, as your table topics master, my job is to facilitate the segment, and your job is to make it easy for me, which is you would volunteer to talk about anything I show you on the screen or any question I ask you. I want volunteers from start to finish. I don't want to have to point anybody out. The simple rule will just be that you speak within 1 to 2 minutes. You have a grace of 30 seconds after 2 minutes before you scurry off the lectern. So once you see the timer's card come on and it's red, just try to wrap up. You've still got 30 seconds grace. The table topics is supposed to help you build on your impromptu speaking. You know how you go for events and you're randomly called and they say, come and give a toast for a friend, and you're like, oh, Jesus, why me? I didn't write anything. This is a perfect opportunity and a no judgment zone, most importantly, for you to practice the skill. So I'm going to give you an opportunity to take that. Now, for the purpose of time, we're going to do just 4 table topics, and it's hot. So grab it while it lasts. And so, with that said, I will want a seasoned Toastmaster to show guests on the call, because this is like their segment, right? To show guests on the call how this works. So, what you can see my screen are 8 different Christmas related items, right? And then I just want you to tell me which of them you want, and I will display what's behind that for you to answer my question. So, who is the first Toastmaster to go and give it a try? Don't keep us waiting. We haven't got time. Toastmaster John is on a smooth ride, and we can't have any issues. Let's go. Who's going first? Ah, I see. Toastmaster Ekwuchi. Thank you. So, what's it going to be for you? You're muted if you're speaking. And I see you're trying to decide which.
Yes. I'll go with snowman.
Ooh, okay.
Yes, I've always wanted to build one. So
Great.
great.
That's what you
Perfect.
got behind the snowman. And I have just one question for you. What's your favorite celebratory drink? What's the one drink that you would love to have at any function? And why?
Thank you to Mr. Olem for that question. I think that this question was made for me. I randomly picked snowman because I've always wanted to build a snowman. Alas, what was behind it was drinks. I'm sure you can sense my exuberance. I love drinks. When I was a kid, my mom would tell me that you cannot always drink. Do you live on drinks? You need to eat food. Eat food to survive. Drinks will not sustain you. She wasn't wrong. Morning, afternoon, night, I would rather drink something than eat anything. As I grew older, my love for drinks also increased. My favorite celebratory drink, just for the purpose of this formal atmosphere, I would say red wine. But if you know me very well, you know what my favorite drink is, whether it's celebratory, whether it's at home, whether it's in the restaurant, wherever, you would catch me with a bottle of Ribena. But so that I don't look like a village girl, I won't say my favorite celebratory drink is Ribena. I'll just say red wine for the books. I love red wine because it has a way of making me feel bougie. When you hold that wine glass by the tail and you sip on it, it just gives you that you're in a vineyard somewhere in Brazil or Italy or South Africa where the freshest of grapes are produced. It always gives me that vibe. I exuberantly savour the scent of red wine as well. I prefer it sweet than anything else. I'm not big on sour. I prefer it sweet. So to answer your question, favorite celebratory drink would be red wine. But we all know, come closer, come closer. My actual favorite drink is Ribena. And it's back to you, the table topics master.
Please, a warm round of applause for Toastmaster Ekwuchi on that one. And I just saw Toastmaster Grace's comment in the chat that said, Ribena in a glass cup is red wine. So that works too, right? Thanks so much for taking that on. And thanks for showing us how this should be done. So now that the snowman is taking, I want a guest to volunteer next. Any hands up? Can anyone see any hands up? So if you do, let me know.
Yet.
Ah, you guys are forcing me to use veto. Okay. Any other takers? We've got just 3 to go, so I would like a guest, preferably. Oh, I see Professor Aline's hand up.
Yes.
All right. Thank you. So what's it going to be, Prof? You're muted if you're speaking.
The candy canes.
Candy canes.
Good evening, everyone.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay. What's behind this? Aha! Cake. What's the favorite?
Wow. This is cool.
Yeah. What's your favorite or most fond memory of a cake that you've eaten? What's your most fond memory of a cake that you've eaten?
Yeah, the first time I ate cake, fruited chocolate cake at Orisun School of Catering at Ibadan. It was really serious because I never saw before then how they put every fruit, dry fruit, in a chocolate cake. And that was good. And the lady who did it, Ngozi Ewolo, was a business manager turned caterer. So I was really thrilled. This is good. And I love cake generally. So every Saturday, I buy cake from everyday supermarket for my family, and we enjoy it. Just so that we have a feel of a nice treat in this poverty-stricken economy. Thank you.
Oh, thank you so very kindly. Please put your hands together for her. I would not remember the last line because it was a very beautiful speech. Ending it with poverty stricken. Give some sprinkles. But thank you so much, Professor Aline, for just sharing your experience, your most fun memory eating a cake. And to tell you how much impression it made, you actually remembered where you ate that cake. Thank you so very kindly for sharing. And we have the candy canes taken. Who is going to go next? I need another volunteer. Let's save some time. Toastmaster John is looking at his watch, I'm sure. Who's going next? Who's going next? You've seen how easy it is. It's just to come on and tell us about something you like or share an experience. Anyone? Okay. Seems really quiet here. Gerald, are you here? Can
We
you hear
have two
me?
volunteers, Madam.
Oh,
Yeah, we have two volunteers.
who is the first?
Toastmaster Grace was the
And
first.
yes.
Ah, okay. Toastmaster Grace, which is it going to be for you?
Xmas tree.
Ha, you're truly in Christmas. Okay, let's see what's behind this. Do you love dancing? Why or why not?
Thank you, Madam Table Topics Master, for that question. Do I love dancing and why not? Why or why not? I don't know why Toastmaster Ekwuchi is smiling because I call myself the premium cheerleader of the Cheer Dancers Association with my full chest. And here's why. I don't think I can dance to save a life. But you know that thing where you're vibing to a song, you're feeling all cool when you're seated, like you can dance. So that's me. So picture me in an event. They are playing a song, and then the DJ just plays my best music. And I'm just going to scream and lift my hands up like I can dance. But trust me, if I stand up, all the steps are in my head. When I stand up, all the steps tend to go away. I can remember in a particular event, and then they called up my daughter to dance. And I know my daughter is such a stepper. And I'm like, this girl, don't even expose me because I knew where the event planner was going to. The person was going to say, oh, go and get your mom out here to come and dance with you. I'm like, this girl is not going to set me up right now. The dreaded moment happened. And then they said, go and call out your mom. And in my head, I'm like, what has this girl done? But trust me, just in that moment, there was a burst of exuberance. And as she was dancing, I was dancing along. And in my head, I was telling myself, oh, great. So you can actually dance like this. So, yeah. Do I like dancing? Yes. Do I dance in my head a lot? Yes. Do I dance while sitting? Of course, yes. But sometimes when I get to stand up, I now tend to realize that I'm not such a bad dancer. Yeah. So to everyone on this call thinking or asking themselves, can I really dance? Yes. You don't have to sit all the time like me. Sometimes, just play good music, stand up, flex your body. You never can tell. Then you realize how much of a beautiful dancer you are. And of course, it's Christmas. There's enough bedu, there's enough events out there for you to go out there and catch some fun and dance to some good music. And it's back to you, the table topics master.
Please, a warm round of applause and please a toast to the chair lady of the chair dancers. Did you see what she did there? It's a very serious one. Thank you so very kindly for sharing your dancing experience, whether it's actually dancing on stage or dancing in your head. But thank you so much for sharing that. And the last volunteer, who's that?
It was Toastmaster Ruben.
Oh, okay. Toastmaster Ruben, the lectern is yours. What's it going to be for you?
I would say ornaments.
Okay. Do you love singing? Why or why not? And then there's a second line to this one. Can you just, if you actually do love singing, let's hear a line. We don't want the full song, but just something that allows us to feel, the skills that you've got. So,
Thank, thank you. It was the Toastmasters conference just May this year, District 94 conference, and we all gathered after the day's event to a karaoke bar. Everyone was busting it. The music was delectable. We could hear such sonorous voices singing. It was karaoke, so everyone was bringing out their A game. And they turned and said, Toastmaster Ruben, would you like to come join us on stage? I knew that they didn't know what was coming to hit them. I was certain. Just come along, just come along. And I raced to the stage and the DJ changed the song and everybody went crazy. Everybody loved the song. Yes. And then I picked up the mic and oh my goodness, how I sang. I sang for days, for years. It was so good that even I couldn't believe myself. I was singing so well. The next day, they shared a video without the playback, the music. They're Toastmasters. Nah. I decided on that day that there was no point singing. Even my bathroom singing that I normally do, I stopped it after I sing. I sounded like a dead chicken. It was terrible, dear Toastmasters. It sounded so good with the music playing in the background that in real life, nah. Can I sing like the people who sing in their minds or dance in their minds? Yes, I can. I know what good music is, but I know enough to say that was terrible singing. So if you feel the urge to sing, as I didn't do that day, please ask yourself, would you murder people or hide under good music to do this? If you can, make sure there are no videos, just go out there, sing, and come out. Because if you watch those videos, they might break your heart. So can I sing? Not really, but I do love great music. It's back to you, the table topics master.
Please, a whooping round of applause for this one. Like, I don't think there's anybody this did not crack up when he started. I don't think I envisaged your route, but thank you so much for sharing. I love the part where he said, "Would you murder people?" Like, think about the fact whether you kill people after singing. I'm not sure I've heard that by singing, but hey, you've been warned. So thanks everyone who has participated in the table topic segment. I want to say thanks to Toastmaster Ekwuchi, who talked to us about her favorite celebratory drink, and she told us it was Ribena and made us think about Brazil when she described red wine and where she would like to drink it. And then guest Aline came on and talked about her love for cake and how she fell in love with cake and how she loves chocolate cake and has to have a portion of it almost every weekend with her family. Toastmaster Grace, the chair lady of the chair dancers, came on and told us how she is magnificent dancing in her head, but not on the stage. Finally, Toastmaster Ruben sealed this entire section by just taking us on a very humorous journey of how badly he sings, but then how he loves music. I'm sure you enjoyed the segment and I'm sure you enjoyed listening to them speak. So thank you very much for everyone who participated. And it's back to you, the Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you so much, Madam Table Topics Master. Dear Toastmasters and guests, please can we give a virtual round of applause to all our speakers. Do you understand why I said table topics for me is the best portion of every Toastmasters meeting? See how exuberant that meeting was. But dear Toastmasters and guests, I'm a bit upset. Please ask me why. You can type in the chat box and ask me why I'm upset. Why? Please, I'm waiting. I'll wait. Ask this salient question. Why am I upset? Thank you so much. I'm upset because at Toastmasters, we have core values: respect, integrity, service, and excellence. And it appears to me that the table topics master was bribed. The first speaker she called, she asked about drinking, and that person loved drinks. Second speaker, a professor, she asked about cake, and that person loves cakes. The third speaker is not only someone that is a good dancer, she's a chairman of Chair Dancing Association. I don't know how they bribed her. The only solace I had for that segment was that at least for the fourth question that spoke about singing, she called a dead chicken to answer. I said, hey, finally, I know that she was not bribed. Thank you. If you're a guest at Toastmasters, we have values. Nobody is bribed. Everyone comes not knowing the question at table topics, and it was a lot of fun. Now it's my pleasure to welcome the president to briefly introduce the guests. Get us with the guests with a virtual round of applause. Please welcome our president back to the lectern, the one who likes Ribena in a wine glass.
Thank you. Oh dear Lord, thank you so much, Toastmaster of the day. I was laughing so hard that I forgot I was supposed to come on here and give an welcome remark to our guest. My goodness. Toastmaster Grace says, stray bullet has touched Toastmaster Ruben. Oh dear Lord. What is worse than a straight bullet, a stray one, right? All right, ladies and gentlemen, if you're still here at this time, you're the wise, you're part of the wise people, because I can imagine how much fun you're having. I hope you've invited people to come on this call. I'm going to briefly go through the participant list and welcome our guests. Our guests are very important people. I always say this. We love members of the club. We love Toastmasters. They're great. But what is a meeting without guests? We'll keep seeing each other over and over again. I can walk into the next office and see Toastmaster Olem and say, oh, hi, girl. Or see Toastmaster John when I go to Lagos or something. But these guests are people that are new to us. It's an exciting experience where we have new people get on the call. I'm going to quickly go through the list. I see Adokie Michael. I see Lily West. Oh, welcome, ma'am. Good to have you here. I see Daniel Obiwane. I see Elise. I see Eric's iPhone. I see the Waker Favor. I see Gloria. I see Izu. I see Christian Web 3. I see Lizzie Solomon. I see Mr. Gerald. I see Oluwafemi Vincent. Paul Collins. At this point, I don't want to be calling you as a guest. You know yourself, Paul. Okay. I see Peace. I see Richard as well. Honorary guest, please, I need your status to change. Ruby, I see Ruth Igwechi. I see Sule Emmanuel. I see Side. I don't know if I pronounced that right. And I see Zoom user. I don't know who that is. Please rename yourself so we can acknowledge you as a person. Thank you so much for joining us. We're 39 people on this call, and majority of the numbers are guests, and that makes me so happy. Thank you for joining us. I hope you're enjoying yourself so far. And we're looking forward to having you join us again and again and again. I'll just take one comment from one guest. Just let us know how the meeting is going for you so far and who invited you and if you'll come again. One person. Let me see. Who's the lucky person? Checking to see whose hands will be raised. You can unmute and speak as well. Okay, I see in the chat box someone is typing. Thanks. Okay, Olem invited you. Professor Ali, at this point, I don't know if you're a guest or you've joined our meetings so often that we've already added you as we are a member of this club. You're a member of our club already. Welcome. So is anyone wants to unmute and speak and tell us a guest that yes, veteran guest. I agree. Anyone, any hands up? Let me call, who would I call? Let's see. Olem invited me. Great. Ruth Igwechi. Olem invited you. Thank you. Hope you've enjoyed yourself so far. Thank you so much, everyone. And I want to see the same people come again. The highlight for me is when you're a second-time guest. I love it when you just come for the first time. It's all great. When you come again, it shows that you love something and you're willing to come over and over. Thank you. And it's back to you, the Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you so much, Madam President. Please can we give her a virtual round of applause? Madam President, one of these days, I'm going to sign in with a different name so you can welcome me with the love that you welcome the guest. I love that exuberant energy. I want to feel special too. Now I know when I'm feeling down, signing with a different name, the guest, or they will think a guest is in Pecten Toastmasters Club. And when you welcome me, that day, I'll stand up. I'll even buy Twix, not one, but two to make up for the lack of one bar inside that Twix bar. Now, moving right along, our timer, we're going to have a segment for just interaction. Please, can we actually put 3 minutes on the clock? My apologies, Toastmaster Olem, because we've spent time. We're supposed to have about quite a bit of time, more than 6 minutes, but timer, please just put 3 minutes on the clock. Dear Toastmasters and guests, welcome to our screens. Toastmaster Olem to anchor this portion of the meeting. Over to you, Toastmaster Olem.
Thank you once again, Toastmaster John. And in this segment, I've been told to keep it really sharp and simple. So I'm just going to go straight to the question. Do you know what animal this is? Does anyone know what animal this is? And please, at this point, feel free to come off mute if you're in a relatively quiet place. Or type in the chat box. Do you know what animal this is?
Butterfly.
Thank you, Toastmaster Ekwuchi. We don't have so much time. Okay, someone says it's a moth. Now, how do you think this animal tastes food?
With their antenna?
Antenna? Anybody else?
With their legs.
There's proboscis. Thank you. And someone said, well, who was the last person?
Leg. She said leg.
Okay, so all three of you are kind of correct. Not leg, but the feet. So butterflies have taste buds on their proboscis, which is pretty much what they used to suck. Their antennas, but most of it is actually on their feet. And that's actually how they taste fruits or food. The next question is, what is this thing on my screen?
Fingerprints?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Or
Who
thumbprint?
does it belong to? Who does it belong to?
We don't know.
We don't know.
Okay. Which animal does it belong to?
Humans.
Man,
human. Not
Human. Okay.
No,
You are right.
Also,
okay, hold on. Let's hold on. The one on the right belongs to a human. Can anybody guess which other animal has a similar fingerprint like us as humans? Anyone?
Monkeys.
Monkeys. All of you are far off. Let me give you Expo. What animal is this?
Koala.
Thank you. So humans have very similar fingerprints with the koala bears, or the koala bears have very similar fingerprints with us, and it can only be distinguished under a microscope. That's how bad it is. So the potential consequence is that if you have a koala in your area and the koala commits a crime, you might go to prison before they find koala. All right.
Please don't let this be known by some politicians in the country.
All right, thank you so much for sharing. I thought that it would just be nice for us to know some of these things. Okay, it's back to you, Toastmaster John. I hope I have stayed within time.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Olem. Please can we give her a virtual round of applause and let us put in the chat box how much we love that segment. Yes, you stayed within time. I am shocked. What? The koala I wanted to import, I have changed my mind. I don't want to go around stealing who knows what, only for me and my family to be arrested. No more. No more. Pecten Toastmasters Club, I am upset with the fact that you're not publicizing how exciting and exuberant these meetings are. The quality of what you put in here, please, can you just share it so that we can be here more often? Even my kids are by the side. Now they know that the koala they've been asking for. When I say no, they know why. Thank you, Toastmaster Olem. We are going to join this meeting more often. Now we are going to the final portion of today's meeting, which is the evaluation portion. Dear Toastmasters and guests, please welcome back to take charge of this portion of the meeting, the general evaluator in person of Toastmaster Adesola. Toastmaster Adesola, the screen is in your control.
All right. Please confirm you can hear me, Toastmaster John.
We can hear you loud and clear.
Okay, great. I've had such an exciting and exhilarating time being here at Pecten Toastmasters. And there's something that Pecten does, and I don't think, well, I might be wrong. You always give something that makes us look forward to your meeting. So I just want to commend the executives at Pecten Toastmasters Club. You are definitely doing something right. So well done. We'll move on to the evaluation segment. And first up, we will start with the speech evaluations. The speech evaluation, our first speech was given, and the evaluator is Toastmaster Joyce Adeyi. Please confirm that you are ready. She will be evaluating Toastmaster Chigozirim's speech, his icebreaker speech. Toastmaster Joyce, are you ready? If you are,
Yes.
go ahead.
Thank you so much, Madam General Evaluator. Good evening once again. Good evening, Exuberant, Pecten Toastmaster Club. Toastmaster Chigozirim Okonye, congratulations for delivering your first icebreaker speech. The objective of your speech was to introduce yourself using the basic structure of a speech. A speech is supposed to have a topic, a body, and a conclusion. And you did that so well. The theme of your speech was finding my purpose. And the title of your icebreaker was in tandem with your story. How you told us about yourself, what you do, and how you encourage yourself to go out for more. You always want more. That was very, very insightful and brilliant. Other than this, I don't think it took anything away from your speech. For me, you met your speech objective. One thing I would just encourage you to do more is to fix your eyes more on the camera and get a brighter background for your virtual meeting presentation. That would enhance your speech delivery too. Other than this, your speech was great. I encourage you to use quotes to wrap up your speech, because I noticed there was a disconnection when you were trying to end your speech. Congratulations, Toastmaster Chigozirim. I look forward to listening to more of your speeches and, if possible, evaluating you. Over to you, the General Evaluator. Thank you so much.
Thank you very kindly, Toastmaster Joyce Adeyi, for that brilliant evaluation of Toastmaster Chigozirim's speech and the feedback that was given. Trust that that's also a learning point for we all here at Toastmasters. We move quickly to our second speech evaluation. The speech was given by Toastmaster Ajibike Oshodi, the speech that talked a lot about food and chocolates. Now we will listen to her evaluator, Toastmaster Ochuko. Toastmaster Ochuko, please confirm that you're here and ready.
Thank you very kindly.
Go
General
ahead.
Evaluator.
Yes. Go ahead.
I'm happy to give this report. That was a very lovely speech, Toastmaster Ajibike. Nice opening, very interactive, very relatable. It was beautiful. You're a good storyteller, and your speech was engaging and exuberant. I liked it when you used nice adjectives. When you said you're greedy for food, that was attention grabbing. That was really, really beautiful. When you gave us ways to focus on the positives and various learning points, it reminded me of a quote by Robert Collier that said, "Success is the sum of small efforts repeated day in and day out." I like the fact that you used very good hand gestures, though it would have been better if we could see from your waist up by your camera positioning, but you used very good hand gestures and body language. When you said economic downtime, I like the way you gesticulated, it was beautiful. You gave us so many learning points. You told us that you do the most difficult thing at early in the day. You do the most difficult part, you do your most difficult tasks first thing in the day. That was beautiful. You told us to promote growth and gave us different ways in which we could achieve this. We should try and pick ourselves up. We should reinvent the wheel. We should give people joy. And we should give ourselves daily treats. That was really beautiful. And you made use of the word of the day. Amazing, at least 2 times. In what way do I think you could have improved to make your speech better? I've already said that you could have placed your camera better, like so we could see from your waist up, just like how my camera is right now. Then I also think that your opening could have been stronger. You could have just hit us with a bang. "Good evening, Toastmasters and guests. Could you type in the chat box?" And everybody's like, "Wow, she has arrived." And then you can now segue into the rest of your story. I also think that some of your points could have been louder as a whisper. "Oh, I told my daughter this." And people will now focus more to hear the points that you have to say. Overall, this was a really beautiful speech. It left us smiling. It kept us engaged. We could relate to your love for food and your love for chocolates. That was amazing. And your ending was beautiful. You told us to find ourselves and please be happy. Toastmaster Ajibike, I'm routing for you. I know that you will achieve your goals as you want to start something new and creative now by doing your A-level English. I know that you will succeed. And we're here to celebrate with you when you achieve your goals. Thank you, and it's back to you, Madam General Evaluator.
Madam General Evaluator, we can't hear you. I think you're muted. Madam General Evaluator?
Toastmaster John, I don't see her in the frame. Okay, she's back on.
Yeah.
And off again.
Okay.
I think let's just do the introduction for the table topics evaluator and move on. When she comes back, she takes the rein.
Okay, ma'am. All right, dear Toastmasters and guests, it's time for table topics evaluation. And the person that will be anchoring the table topics evaluation is a dear friend who happens to be an engineer. I had my training as an engineer as well. He's a member of Garden Seating Toastmasters Club. He's currently undertaking the path Strategic Relationships. He loves playing snooker and swimming. His favorite quote, "Everything in life is learned." Dear Toastmasters and guests, with a virtual round of applause, please welcome to our screens Toastmaster Oghenewede Otokumor. Over to you, our table topics evaluator.
Thank you very much, the Toastmaster of the day. Good afternoon, Toastmasters and our dear guests. I would like to start by saying let's put a round of applause for our table topics master, Toastmaster Olem. She does excellently well with her presentations during or with her facilitations of table topic session. I don't see the round of applause for her. Okay. So I would go now to give my feedback to all of our speakers. You would agree with me that we had seasoned speakers speak today. All through 4 speakers, I was just enthralled and had the feeling of exuberance from their delivery. starting with Toastmaster Ekwuchi, who spoke about her favorite celebratory drink. Toastmaster Ekwuchi, I like that you used the word of the day. I also loved your excellent vocal variety. So starting with the use of the word of the day, what that shows is that it shows your presence of mind. And as a seasoned speaker, it shows that you are able to manage the emotions of speaking and also being present in the meeting. I think that you did excellently well. Your vocal variety was on point. There was a time where you talked about, I love drinks. You also varied your tone where you were talking about your mom asking you to focus, not to focus too much on drinks because you need to eat other things. Your hand gestures and your body language was great. For me, I would say that your speech is almost flawless because I really couldn't pinpoint anything that you should improve on. But what I would just say to you is that you get better by doing, as we know in Toastmasters. So just keep speaking because you will definitely get better at it. Our second speaker was guest Arlene, who talked about cakes. And she was asked what her favorite or most fond memory of a cake she has eaten. She talked about fruit chocolate cake. Guest Arlene, I loved your vocal clarity. Clearly, we were able to hear you while you spoke. I also liked that you applied humor while you were trying to speak or while you were speaking. What humor does is that it makes your speech the more endearing to your audience. For areas of recommendation, I would recommend that for future speeches, please try to turn on your camera because it gives your evaluator an opportunity to give you feedback based on how well you are doing with your non-verbal cues, your body language, because we say that speaking is not just about verbal communication, it's also about non-verbal communication. Then secondly, I would say you had more time. You had more time to elaborate on your story. Table topics is usually between 1 to 2 minutes. And I noticed that you stopped your speech before the green card came up. If you apply this, I believe that you will do better the next time. Our third speaker, Toastmaster Grace Peter, she spoke about the Xmas tree. Do you love dancing? Why or why not? I love that you repeated the question, giving you time to put your thoughts together. I also liked that you were able to give us an excellent story that related to the question that we were asked. You also infused humor while you were giving your story. You used the word of the day, and you clearly gave us a call to action. It would have been great to see you show us some of the sitting dancing move because you were talking about it and you were also seated. I think if you had done that, you would have just made your speech flawless. But all in all, keep speaking. Our fourth speaker, Toastmaster Ruben, you jumped straight into the question. Excellent story. You told us about the time where you had an opportunity to sing in the public during the just concluded conference. I loved your use of hand gestures. For recommendations, I was expecting you to infuse some song in the speech because the second part of the question was instructing you to sing, sorry. It would have been great to hear you sing. I know you already said that you're not a great singer, but I think it would have added humor to your speech. All in all, I would say keep speaking because the more you speak, the better you get. It's back to you, our general evaluator.
All right, thank you, our division evaluation champion. You can tell that was premium evaluation. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Wede. And we've taken a lot of feedback, even for those of us that didn't speak. Thank you. And I trust that all our speakers have taken the recommendations and feedback amazingly well. Right now, we segue into bringing back my tag team, who will be giving their evaluations on the various roles that they had to play today, starting from our grammarian. Next up would be the accountant / listening evaluator, and lastly, the timer, to know how well we have fared across these 3 areas. First up, I'd like to call Toastmaster Ekwuchi James Joy to give us her feedback on how well we have fared.
Thank you very much, the general evaluator. I'll go straight ahead without further ado to give us the grammarian's report. Like I said earlier, my job was multifaceted. The first part of it was to reel out the word of the day and take note of those that have used it and the frequency with which they have. The first person is the GE. She used the word of the day twice. The grammarian, which is me, used the word of the day 3 times and once in the chat box. The accountant used the word of the day twice. The Toastmaster Ochuko used word of the day twice. Toastmaster Ajibike used word of the day 4 times. It's quite impressive. 3 times while speaking and once in the chat box. Toastmaster Shakira used word of the day once. Toastmaster Grace once. Professor Aline twice, once in speaking and once in the chat box. Toastmaster JBA, who was the evaluator for the icebreaker, used the word of the day once. Toastmaster Wede used the word of the day once. And the winner of today's word of the day competition, which wasn't really a competition, but an unspoken competition, is, I'm sure you know who that is already. The Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster John, who used the word a whopping 7 times. Well done. Well done. And I think that's it's almost an easy one. He speaks the most. Who speaks the most in the Toastmasters meeting? We acknowledge your win. But we're just saying it was an easy win. It was an easy win. Next would be to speak about the use of grammar and words that stood out for me. I'll start with the ones that did stand out for me. Multifaceted, spectacular, enthralled, attention grabbing, death by singing, fleeting. Those were really good uses of words. Just some corrections. Someone said gradually, gradually. I think there is no need to say that twice. You could just say gradually I started to, then you go on with that. Then the act of public speaking. I think if you were in the context with which the person was speaking, it would have been the art of public speaking. The person was speaking in, this other person was speaking in past tense and said, I dragged my feet. It could have been, I dragged my feet. Tenses are very important to take note of rather. Oh, there's a phrase or a quote rather that I really love that I took out here. You don't need to be great to start. You need to start to be great. That was very good. Another correction would be I'm routing for you. Rather, it is I'm rooting for you. All in all, we did so well today, and I'm looking forward to seeing us grow in our use of vocabulary and in the English language in general. Thank you, and it's back to you, the general evaluator.
Thank you. Thank you, my wonderful grammarian. Love that, love that. Move quickly to the counter, listening evaluator, Toastmaster Lydia. Are you here ready for us? Let's have your report, please.
Thank you, Madam GE. So my job today was very hard, very, very hard indeed, because I could not catch anyone use a crutch word or a filler sound. I mean, I really had to peel my ears to listen and listen again. But guest Aline used the filler sound twice. While again, TM Toastmaster Adeyi Joyce puts the cherry on top by repeating the word your twice and using the word very, very twice. So next thing is my listening evaluation session. And we're going to play a little game, Who Said What? Just to test how well we listened throughout the meeting. So who said, to be great, you have to sacrifice something? To be great, you have to sacrifice something. Who said that? And we can use the chat box.
Chigozirim.
Yes, correct. Thank you so much, Madam President. Next up is who said, I might not look as exuberant as I feel. I might not look.
Toastmaster Ochuko.
Exactly, thank you. And lastly, who said, I urge you to do one thing for yourself every day. I urge you to do one thing. Yes, exactly. Thank you so much. And it's back to you, Madam GE. Thank you.
Okay, well done, my eye counter and general and listening evaluator. Someone has called you out on the chat box. I was going to.
Exactly, I noticed. Thank you so much for that. Thank you.
Okay, we move quickly to our timer. Toastmaster Shakira, how have we fared with our timing?
Thank you so much, General Evaluator. It's been an exuberant meeting and participation from Toastmasters and guests. And I would like to applaud everyone for keeping to time. Starting off, I'll be starting with manual speech evaluation. TM Toastmaster Joyce speech evaluation was within time at 2 minutes 18 seconds, and Toastmaster Ochuko just a little bit above the allotted time at 3 minutes 20 seconds. For the table topic speakers, everybody spoke within time. Nobody did a second above 2 minutes. That is very, very applaudable. Well, kudos to everyone. For the table topics evaluation, Toastmaster Weather spoke for 5 minutes 28 seconds. And for grammarian report, he spoke for 2 minutes 55 seconds. Lastly, our counter report was 2 minutes 10 seconds. And it's back to you, General Evaluator.
All right, thank you, Madam Timer, for a job well done. I must commend you. You kept a keen eye. Well done once again. Looking forward to having you play this role again at a meeting that I'm present at. Thank you so much. Now I will go straight to my general evaluations report. Pecten Toastmasters, it's a jolly good season. I must commend, I've been enthralled by everything that has happened at the meeting today, starting from when I joined in a couple of minutes after 3, tilting towards to 4 p.m. The meeting room was opened, and I commend the Vice President Education for a job well done pre the meeting. During the meeting, she helped, for those of us that came on, shared virtual backgrounds for those who would like to make use of that, and guided some of us on its usage. I think that was well done. Some meetings you don't get that, but I think this was well-intentioned, and it provided a good guide, even for guests who may have been on the call at the time. So well done, Pecten, for being very intentional about your meetings and ensuring that everyone feels comfortable and safe at the meeting and not lost. I also like the fact that when it was 4 p.m. on the dot, the music started playing. It definitely set the tone. At some point, the music was cutting off. I was like, why is the music off? It definitely made us feel good. And I note that someone even mentioned it on the chat box that the music was really good. Well done. And thank you for that. Please keep it up. It's something that we should emulate even at our other clubs. I also like the fact that the Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster John, was very intentional when he mentioned that we should use the reaction buttons. That was a good way to set us into the mood for the meeting, to ensure that everyone gets that feeling that you're not here to just mope and look, be engaged, be involved. And you made it a point of duty to ensure that we all did that. Well done, Toastmaster of the day. That was very good. And I think it also helped, and it made up for the fact that a lot of us didn't have our videos turned on. Because if we had our videos turned on, this would have made for more engagement. I would have loved to see videos of many people laughing and just being themselves. But I think the reactions did justice to that. So I think we can pardon our guests and Toastmasters on the call who didn't turn on their videos today. One thing that I also loved that we did very well was the coordination. And I think it's unspoken, but everything was well timed. And kudos to Toastmaster Shakira, who also ensured that we kept to time. And she was always nudging us when our timings were up. So that just helped to put everyone in check, both evaluators and role players. Everyone just knew that I didn't have so much time. Let me get to the point. That was well done, well coordinated. I also enjoyed the introduction of the table topics by Toastmaster Olem. It was well done. It was splific. It was spectacular. It was, if I was a guest and I came on to the call, I definitely would have a good dosage of what the table topics meant for me. So well done on doing a good job at that. And the use of slides, all of this just made Christmas feel close that it should be. Feels like next week is Christmas, even though we're still about 3 weeks away. So thank you for the thoughts that you put together in giving us a different feel of how the table topics naturally goes at other clubs. And also thank you for the educative content. I'm very sure that even if someone says that, I don't think I really enjoyed the meeting, at least you took something away, that our fingerprints are closest, or that we have close fingerprints with the koala bear. Thank you for that. We definitely took that away. In terms of recommendation, I do not know whether it was deliberate or whether it was a dearth of role players. The fact that we have the same person play the same role as accounter and listening evaluator, although the role both roles entail listening, so maybe them have been a good call to juxtapose both roles together and have one person play it. I just wanted to confirm if that was a deliberate attempt or it was a dearth of role players. But be that as it may, it would have been nice to have another person role so that one person focuses on one thing and then we have another person. Ultimately, we take on this role so that we get better, so that we keep training ourselves. But all in all, this meeting, Pecten Toastmasters, has been exuberating, it has been exhilarating, it has been fun, and I'm looking forward to coming back again. Please invite me. Thank you.
Thank you.
Master of the day. Thank you very much.
Yeah, Toastmasters and guests, please can we give a virtual round of applause to Madam General Evaluator and her team. It's been an utterly exuberant meeting. At the start of this meeting, I promised 3 things: that you're going to be entertained, educated, and energized. If you felt any of these things, please can you type in the chat box? Let me see yes, yes, and yes. Let me see. I'm a patient man. Were you entertained, educated, and do you feel energized? Please let me see your response in the chat box. I was just asking the question for fun. Obviously, we're entertained, educated, and we feel energized. And I apologize for the last part. You should be getting ready to go to bed, but now we've given you all this energy. I'm so sorry. Madam President will pay you for that. I apologize. It's not my fault. Nonetheless, Toastmasters and guests, unfortunately, we've already come to the end of this meeting. If you remember back when you were very young, you learned to walk. And it was actually one of the hardest things to do. But most of us didn't really reflect on it because we just felt, I am definitely going to do it. You fell down once, twice, 10 times, 100 times. You didn't care. You kept doing it until you mastered it. The reason to learn anything really is mastery, to get to the point where you can do it without thinking about what you're doing. The same applies for public speaking. You cannot read about public speaking and get good at it. You cannot watch all the videos you want to watch and get good at it. You need a place where you can do it repeatedly, fail it multiple times, and continue to get better and get to that stage of mastery. And if you're one of those people looking for something like this sounds so lovely to you. Pecten Toastmasters is right for you. And I'll leave you with this quote to please reflect on. It's a quote by a writer, an American writer, Mark Twain, and it states, "Don't let schooling interfere with your education." I'll say that again. Don't let schooling interfere with your education. It's my pleasure to hand over to the delectable Madam President. Please welcome her to our screen with a virtual round of applause. Over to you, Madam President.
Oof, thank you so much, TMOD. I know you've guided us along with virtual hand claps. It is my time. It's my jurisdiction now. I have taken back control. Ladies and gentlemen, please unmute your mics and give the TMOD an actual resounding round of applause. Thank you. My goodness. Toastmaster Olem, where have you been hiding, Toastmaster John, all this time? We loved having you. Yeah, go on. Where have you been hiding him?
I've just been letting him do waka pass all the places I've been seeing him. So I just said to say hi this time.
Oh dear, that was beautifully done. Well done. Thank you so much for coming and anchoring this meeting with so much panache. It was amazing. Thank you, every single person that has been a part of this meeting. You said that you promised something. You be entertained, educated, and energized. You promised it, but Madam President has to pay for it. Is this not a setup? I don't understand what's going on here. You promised it, so take full responsibility, please. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm hoping that we'll all had a great time. I'm seeing the chat box. Thank you for having me. You cannot pay me enough to stay away. Thank you. Of course, I'm happy to hear that. Toastmaster Olem as well. I'm seeing all the comments. The chat box was buzzing. Everyone was, my goodness, it has been an amazing time. In the beginning, I told you what to expect, and I'm happy that we delivered our constituency. We have totally delivered. Thank you for those that invited people to come as well. At some point, we were up to 40 people on the call. Toastmaster Olem, correct me if I'm wrong. We got up to that. So thank you for the 20 people that are still here. That was good. In the chat box, we're going to have a feedback form. Is that going to pop up after the meeting, or you're going to put it in the chat box, Mr. Olem?
There will be feedback once they log out of the meeting, so they can just...
Great, so please look out for that. Usually what happens is once you log out of the meeting, a feedback form appears on your screen. Please look out for that and fill it. It helps us do better. I hear all the compliments and it makes us overjoyed, but we always want to do better and better and better. Thank you so much. Do not let schooling interfere with your education.
Word.
I'm taking that away. I'm taking that away. I'm taking that away. You go to school and you have not to say don't get your PhD, don't get your professorship, not to say don't go and learn all these things to do in school. Don't learn the hard skills. Please do, but by all means, soft skills are important as well. Acquaint yourself with other things that you do not learn in school. Please, please, and please. Thank you for leaving us with that. By way of announcement, we'll just say that our next meeting is going to happen on the 17th of December. I'm not in any excited persons. That's going to be our last meeting of the year.
Yay.
If everything goes well, that meeting is supposed to be a very exciting. It's supposed to be a party. Do you align with me here?
Gege.
Gege. We're supposed to have a party. Information will be cascaded as we go, but that's going to be the last bit of the year. I know you want us to keep going, but we need to rest. Toastmasters International has said rest, re-energize, get your energies back up for the next year. So we need to go. All in all, this was good. And there's something we do, tongue twister. I love tongue twisters because it helps me laugh. I love to hear how people struggle, but at the same time, it helps with our vocabulary and helps us to just pronounce words better. What does this Olem have for us today? A noisy noise, a noise, and oyster. Because I'm president, I have veto power. I cannot do, I don't do it. I just hand it over to any other person that wants to do it. So let's have volunteers. Who wants to go? Do we have any? Are you the one sharing?
More like,
so you can't check
more like who wants to sound noisy?
Who wants to? I'm looking out to see hands raised. This one, everyone is avoiding it. So
I don't say no. It's easy now. It's the easiest one we've
easy.
had in a very long time.
I agree.
You just sound noisy doing it. That's all.
A noisy noise, a noise, an oyster. A noisy noise, a noise, an oyster. A noisy noise, a noise, an oyster. A noisy noise. See, it's pretty easy. Just what's the Grace? Go ahead.
A noisy noise, a noise, an oyster. 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 A noisy noise, a noise.
That was good. That was good. Who wants to be a guest this time? I want a guest to go to prove that you've enjoyed our meeting. A guest. I saw that Ekwuchi, Ruth Ekwuchi had posted. She's dropped off. Oh, how about Elise that was invited by Elizabeth? Elise, do you want to try? Eric's iPhone. Eric, do you want to try? I'm seeing some familiar people here.
Okay, let me
favor.
Okay, Eric wants to go. Eric wants to go. Okay.
Yay.
A noisy noise and oyster. 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 Did I try?
Yay! You did well. You did try.
Nice.
Let's take Erika favor. I think he or she wants to try as well. Please go ahead. She wants to try. Go ahead, please.
A noisy noise, a noise, an oyster. 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 A noisy noise, a noise, an oyster.
I love the exuberance and the excitement. That's how to do it. Well done. Like it was all I've said, you will sound noisy. Indeed, we sounded noisy, but we got it done. Thank you so much. Looking forward to seeing us all again. The meeting is over officially. Just feel free. Recording is going to stop right now. Just feel free to interrupt.